Welcome to Healthy Aging 365. We're exposing 2 vitamins destroying your legs. Stay tuned.
The 2 vitamins most harmful to weakening legs after age 60. Feeling your legs grow weaker, heavier, or achy can be a serious warning sign. Notice if even standing for long periods, walking, or climbing stairs starts to become difficult. If so, please be very careful. What I'm about to share in this video might surprise you and could help explain why this is happening. Eating certain dangerous foods and 2 vitamins that are often touted as essential for health. The combination of these 2 factors weakens the strength in your legs and contributes to this problem. Sure, the vitamins people claim are good for health can actually weaken your muscles, strain your joints, and make your legs unstable, uncomfortable, and vulnerable. The scariest part is these dangers are always present in your everyday life. Every sip, every bite could be feeding the weakness you're experiencing. But it keeps going. The 2 vitamins you're currently taking will definitely surprise you. In fact, while you're speeding up muscle loss and weakening your legs, you might be buying these at the drugstore with the best intentions to protect yourself, care for your body, and strengthen your bones. This video will reveal the truth behind these pills and supplements. You'll learn the real causes behind fatigue, swelling, stiffness, and persistent recurring pain. Most importantly, you'll discover what to avoid and what to change, starting now to regain your strength, vitality, and independence. Do you want to keep your leg strength for years to come and stay healthy as you age? If so, stay with me until the very end. Sweets and sugary desserts. Desserts and sweets traditionally bring comfort and enjoyment. However, after 60, this habit can quietly become an enemy to your leg health. Consuming too much refined sugar triggers inflammation in your body, especially in your muscles and joints. Chronic inflammation makes your legs more sensitive, uncomfortable, and prone to deterioration. Moreover, sugar is directly linked to higher insulin resistance, which drains muscle energy. Without enough energy, muscles weaken and become less effective. Excess sugar also causes weight gain, putting extra strain on your legs. Every extra pound means your lower body muscles and joints have to work harder. Gaining weight increases wear and tear, discomfort, and that weak feeling in your legs. For older adults who naturally lose muscle mass with age, this is especially concerning. Sugar also boosts toxin production in your body, worsening inflammatory responses. The more inflammation you have, the harder it is to keep your legs strong and toned. Did you know sugar directly affects your blood flow? Consuming too much of this substance can increase the risk of vascular disorders, limiting blood flow to the lower limbs. Risk of developing vascular disorders. Poor circulation means that the muscles in your legs receive less oxygen and nutrients. This hinders tissue regeneration and slows down muscle recovery. Indulging in dessert can be quite detrimental to your health. In addition to metabolic consequences, sweets lack essential nutrients for muscle health, such as protein and magnesium. In other words, you are consuming empty calories, weakening your body instead of strengthening it. Weakened body rather than strengthened. In older age, this imbalanced diet can lead to loss of muscle mass, one of the main enemies of mobility. The cause may simply be a piece of cake or a pastry if you believe your legs are getting weaker. What seems like harmless indulgence can undermine your independence and strength. Most commercially produced sweets also contain chemical additives, like dyes and preservatives, worsening inflammation. These factors disrupt the natural balance of the body and directly affect the muscular system. When mixed with sugar, they create a combination that is very harmful to health. A significant shift now is to replace these sweets with natural sweeteners like cinnamon on fruit or homemade desserts with lower sugar content. Of course, you can still enjoy dessert. Just make wiser choices to honor your body. Your legs and taste buds will appreciate that. Day 14. Fried foods. French fries are hard to resist, but the damage they cause to your body after 60 is undeniable. Rich in trans fats and saturated fats, these foods increase signs of inflammation in the body. This inflammation directly affects muscles and joints, stiffening the legs, increasing discomfort and vulnerability. Fats in fried foods also hinder blood circulation, complicating the process of muscle oxygenation. Poor circulation diminishes the body's healing and healthy development capabilities. Fried foods also clog blood vessels, which is another significant issue. This further restricts the supply of essential nutrients to the leg muscles. Over time, this mechanism weakens the body's support system and accelerates joint wear. Among the main culprits are foods like donuts, chicken nuggets, and French fries. Before we begin, I'd like to know where you and I stand today. Please leave a comment below and feel free to ask anything. Remember to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to always receive the best health tips from Senior Health. And if you're watching right now, I want to know if you're following along. Comment if this video has caught your attention. If not, enter 0. When used regularly, these products really put pressure on the skeletal and circulatory systems. Uncertain flavors can harm your health. Have you ever noticed that after a dinner heavy in fried foods, your legs feel achy and heavier? Your body is reacting to the excess harmful fats. These foods take a long time to digest and require a lot of energy, thus leaving less energy for the muscles. This diet can cause leg fatigue. Furthermore, regularly consuming fried foods can lead to weight gain, adding more pressure to the lower limbs. Breaking this habit can be quite challenging. Fried foods are also low in nutritional density, meaning they provide few vitamins, minerals, and proteins, which do not actually help strengthen muscles. This food will create an imbalance. A diet high in these foods will create an imbalance, leading to loss of muscle mass. Less muscle means legs lose stability and rigidity. This affects your ability to carry heavy objects, climb stairs, or walk safely. Avoiding fried foods is one of the simple actions that can help you maintain mobility and independence. Replacing fried foods with better cooking techniques will help protect your legs. Although its impact on the body, especially after 60, is not harmless, white bread remains a common breakfast and snack. Made from refined flour, this product undergoes a process that removes most of the necessary fiber and nutrients. This makes it a rapidly absorbed carbohydrate, raising blood sugar levels. These spikes directly affect muscle health, particularly in the legs, leading to fatigue and weakness. Improper eating habits often cause metabolic imbalances. White bread is low in fiber and has a high glycemic index, which also increases insulin resistance due to a lack of fiber. This hinders the process of getting glucose. Into muscle cells, thus affecting the energy and strength needed for daily activities. The firmness of the muscles in the legs will be harder to maintain when they receive less energy. This can lead to muscle loss, a fairly common occurrence during aging. In this case, white bread is no longer a neutral food, but begins to become a source of irritation. The effects of white bread. It doesn't just stop at glucose. This low-protein and mineral diet does not really aid in muscle recovery. To prevent muscle atrophy, the gradual loss of muscle, older adults need more protein. Neglecting alternative protein sources and consuming white bread daily is a mistake that depletes the body meal by meal. This can leave your legs weak, tired, and out of balance. In addition to lacking nutrition, white bread can lead to weight gain, especially when paired with butter, cheese, or dessert. Excess weight puts pressure on your already weakened legs at an older age. In older age, this leads to pain, inflammation, and an increased risk of injury. White bread limits mobility instead of supporting it. Each bite may seem harmless, but an overall unhealthy eating habit is what really causes harm. Fortunately, there are many better and more nutritious food alternatives. Naturally fermented whole grain bread, or bread made from grains like oats, flax seeds, and rye, provides beneficial fiber and nutrients. They indirectly boost muscle strength, promote digestion, and help normalize blood sugar levels. When combined with protein and healthy fats like eggs or avocado, they create balanced meals. You don't have to give up bread. Just choose better options. In this video, you will still find two of the worst vitamins that harm your legs. With age, especially when we consider the health of our muscles and joints, consuming alcoholic beverages can be even more dangerous. After age 60, the body becomes less efficient at metabolizing alcohol, thus increasing its harmful effects. One significant outcome is the challenge of absorbing essential minerals, including calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. Without these components, muscles weaken and bones become brittle, thus increasing the risk of fractures and falls. Alcohol also directly hinders muscle recovery. This means that after any physical activity, the body needs more time to repair tissues, leading to prolonged soreness, fatigue, and an increased risk of injury. This beverage also causes dehydration, reducing muscle flexibility and causing uncomfortable leg cramps. Furthermore, alcohol weakens liver function, which is linked to the synthesis of important compounds for tissue health. The connection between drinking alcohol and weight gain is also quite significant. Alcoholic beverages are high in calories and promote belly fat formation even when consumed in moderation. This extra weight puts pressure on the legs and causes the joints to work harder, thus diminishing mobility. On top of that, the natural loss of muscle mass with age can have devastating consequences on mobility and quality of life. Have you noticed waking up feeling more tired and achy after a night of drinking? That's a reflection of the stress that alcohol puts on your muscles and joints. Regularly consuming processed foods increases inflammation levels in the body, exacerbating discomfort and reducing the desire for physical activity. Over time, this habit significantly weakens the body's ability to function and its overall health. And right now, I will reveal two types of vitamins that could weaken your legs. Many people often eat processed meats for convenience. However, they hide serious health risks, especially for seniors. Foods like bacon, ham, and sausage are high in sodium and chemical preservatives, which can cause chronic inflammation throughout the body. This type of inflammation affects the joints and leads to ongoing discomfort in the legs, ankles, and knees. These foods can be directly linked to the stiffness many people experience after waking up. Processed meats also have another downside. They are high in saturated fats. These fats reduce blood flow in the muscles, raise bad cholesterol levels, and hinder blood circulation. Dehydration can lead to nutrient deficiency in the leg muscles, and oxygen, which weakens their ability to sustain and regenerate. As a result, the lower limbs gradually become weaker, and this decline in strength will limit basic daily activities. Moreover, these meals contribute to the buildup of toxins in the body, putting pressure on the liver and kidneys. These organs play a crucial role in filtering chemicals, and when overwhelmed, they can cause muscle fatigue. Preservatives in processed meats have also been shown to affect glucose metabolism, thereby reducing available muscle energy. Once again, the impact felt directly in the legs is a persistent sense of fatigue and heaviness. While seniors sometimes choose these foods for convenience, their diet needs to be given double attention at this stage of life. When quality of life is at stake, convenience can come at a steep price. Choosing healthy protein sources like eggs, chicken, fish, and lean beef is an important first step in maintaining strength and muscle health. Every difference comes from easy substitutions. Substituting bacon with avocado oil or olive oil, cooked eggs instead of sausage, and shredded chicken instead of ham. The body begins to adjust to these changes. The legs become lighter and more vibrant. Between preferences and freedom, between pleasure and longevity, this is a fair deal. Although their impact on the body, especially after 60, is concerning, instant noodles seem to be the ideal solution for those seeking convenience. This fast meal is primarily made from refined flour and chemical additives, providing very little nutritional value. A meal rich in calories but low in fiber, protein, and micronutrients, all essential for maintaining muscle mass. Over time, this diet will directly lead to a decline in mobility and health of the legs. One of the main downsides of instant noodles is their very high salt content. Just one serving can provide you with over half of the recommended daily intake of sodium. Swollen and painful legs. Too much sodium will increase water retention, causing your legs to swell and ache. Furthermore, it raises blood pressure, hindering blood flow to the muscles. Poor circulation also leads to undernourished muscle tissue, weakness, and slow recovery after activity. The chemical additives in the flavor packets that come with the noodles are also a concerning factor. Preservatives, colorings, and MSG are often linked to chronic inflammatory processes. Even mild inflammation still weakens joint function and accelerates muscle degeneration. Ultimately, this leads to discomfort, joint stiffness, and more frequent limitations in the mobility of those who consume these foods. The impact on metabolic processes is also really important. A lack of fiber will raise the glycemic index of the noodles, which in turn increases blood sugar levels. Blood sugar instability affects insulin function, thus preventing muscles from using energy efficiently. Muscles will weaken and tire quickly when not provided with the necessary energy. A poor diet can turn a simple walk to the store into a tiring struggle. Although they contain harmful components that seriously affect leg health, especially in adulthood, industrial cakes have a taste of youth and cheerful flavor. Loaded with processed sugars, hydrogenated fats, and synthetic preservatives, these products disrupt metabolic processes and irritate the body. These foods particularly contain sugar, disrupting insulin function and promoting fat accumulation in the body. This not only causes obesity but also creates a metabolic environment unfriendly to maintaining muscle strength. The presence of trans fats, used to enhance flavor and shelf life, is another important aspect of these cakes. These fats lower good cholesterol and increase bad cholesterol, thereby reducing blood flow. Poor blood circulation means the leg muscles are not receiving the necessary nutrients and become weaker. In the long run, this can lead to loss of lean mass, joint stiffness, and may result in mobility issues. Regularly eating industrial pastries can also lead to chronic inflammation, one of the main causes of muscle weakness and joint pain. Emulsifiers, stabilizers, and dyes, along with many other ingredients, affect the immune system and cause inflammatory responses, primarily affecting the leg joints. As a result, it leads to more discomfort, less mobility, and a sedentary cycle that results in muscle loss. Although delicious, these cakes are low in nutritional content. This means that while lacking essential nutrients like protein, calcium, and magnesium crucial for muscle and bone health, they are high in calories. Eating these types of foods regularly is like trying to fuel your body with toxic gasoline. In this scenario, your muscles are the engine, and they don't respond in the same way. Instead, it shows signs of failure, fatigue, and sluggishness. Often, the convenience of eating leads us to make thoughtless decisions. Making baked goods at home with fruits and natural oils is just as convenient as buying pre-made products. However, the difference lies in the impact of this choice on your body in the medium and long term. Your muscles will become firmer, healthier, and stronger when you retrain your palate. Although they look convenient and tasty, ultra-processed cheeses like cream cheese, processed cheese slices, and melted cheese carry serious risks for those wanting to maintain leg strength after age 60. High sodium and saturated fat levels in these meals severely affect your muscles and blood vessels. Sodium promotes water retention and raises blood pressure. Saturated fat reduces the flexibility of blood vessels, thus weakening blood circulation. Your legs will feel swollen, uncomfortable, and heavier due to this combination. Furthermore, ultra-processed cheese often contains preservatives and phosphates, along with many other ingredients, altering the mineral balance in your body. Two essential minerals for muscle contraction and bone health are calcium and magnesium, which are directly affected by this process. Improper absorption of these minerals will manifest in various ways in your body: muscle fatigue, joint pain, and even nighttime cramps. Due to their large size and frequent use, the muscles in your legs are the first to show warning signs. Another important aspect is that these cheeses lack beneficial proteins. Unlike artisanal cheeses that can retain better nutritional value, ultra-processed cheeses undergo industrial methods that reduce their nutrient density. This means that even though you are consuming calories, your body isn't getting enough essential amino acids to maintain muscle mass. Muscle loss is one of the main causes of functional decline and dependency as people age. Have you ever noticed that after a meal heavy in processed foods, your body feels heavier and less eager? This is real and is a result of the demineralizing and anti-inflammatory effects of these products. Over time, a deficiency in necessary nutrients will lead to weakened bones and decreased muscle performance. A short walk will require more effort than it should, and those seemingly easy steps become barriers. Everything could be related to the type of cheese you use on your toast. A good way to maintain health is to replace these foods with fresher, less processed cheeses like ricotta, cottage cheese, or mascarpone. And remember, we're getting closer to discovering the most important aspects of this film. Next up are the 2 worst vitamins for your legs. First, even though it poses a significant risk to foot health after age 60, industrial ice cream remains one of the most popular treats on hot days or served as a dessert. These foods are high in calories and can cause inflammation due to their saturated fats and significant amounts of refined sugar. This diet leads to spikes in blood sugar that drop quickly, which can be dangerous for the body's energy stability. This instability makes the feet weak, heavy, and more prone to exhaustion. Ice cream, especially low-quality ice cream, contains saturated fats that are harmful to the cardiovascular system. Oxygenated blood struggles to reach various parts of the body, including the feet. As a result, sensations of numbness, tingling, and even persistent cramps can occur. In the long run, this circulation deficiency can lead to muscle weakness, loss of mobility, and a higher risk of falls. All this time, we thought we were just healing ourselves. Moreover, industrial ice cream contains artificial colors, emulsifiers, and thickeners that exacerbate inflammation in the body. One of the main causes of tissue damage in joints and muscles is this silent inflammation. Frequent use of these products can lead to digestive and hormonal abnormalities, directly affecting the absorption of vital nutrients for muscle development. Without proper nutrition, the body cannot maintain stability and health over time. Another important factor is that these meals do not provide any real nutritional value. Rich in empty calories, they do not help build muscle, repair tissues, or nourish joints. This means that even if you eat something enjoyable, feelings of fatigue still linger and may even become stronger. The impact on the feet is clear. They become less flexible, experience more daily pain, and have a reduced ability to endure physical activities. Every bite takes away the opportunity for the body to replenish its nutrition. Sixth, whether as a dessert or a midday snack, milk chocolate remains a part of many people's routines. However, frequent consumption can lead to consequences more serious than we think, especially for the feet of those over 60. High in sugar and saturated fat, these chocolates promote inflammatory mechanisms that directly affect joints and muscles. High blood sugar and bad fats combine to create a metabolic overload, reducing muscle strength. Another issue is the low cocoa content in milk chocolate, which is where most beneficial antioxidants are found. Most commercial versions are processed products that contain numerous preservatives and artificial sweeteners. These chemicals not only harm the liver and pancreas, but also disrupt the absorption of crucial nutrients for muscle health. As a result, tired, lifeless feet are more susceptible to pain and stiffness. The simple sugars in these chocolates are absorbed quickly, causing insulin spikes that sap muscle energy. For those already struggling to maintain lean mass, these fluctuations can be truly disastrous. Moreover, milk chocolate is sometimes linked to weight gain in the abdominal area, adding extra pressure on the lower limbs. This continuous overload promotes wear and tear on the joints in the knees, hips, and ankles. However, healthier alternatives can still provide enjoyable moments. Dark chocolate, which is high in cocoa, offers antioxidants and flavonoids that aid in blood and muscle circulation. When eaten in moderation, these foods can even have positive effects on vascular health. Always driven by awareness and balance, the key lies in choice and quantity. While convenient, canned foods contain several ingredients that can pose significant dangers to seniors' foot health: sodium benzoate and nitrites, as well as most of these items contain chemical preservatives like sodium benzoate and nitrites, along with colors, salt, and other chemicals. These substances are highly inflammatory and harmful to muscle and vascular health. If used frequently, they can hinder muscle regeneration and prevent muscles from receiving oxygen. Moreover, the extra salt in canned foods increases water retention, one of the main causes of feelings of heaviness and discomfort in the legs. This accumulation not only causes pain, but may also indicate insufficient blood circulation and tissue inflammation in those experiencing high blood pressure, often seen after age 60. The problem worsens when excess salt puts strain on the cardiovascular system and reduces the supply of essential nutrients for muscles. The decline in nutritional quality is another concerning aspect of canned foods. Even canned meats and vegetables undergo processing that strips away most of their inherent nutrients. What remains is a diet low in minerals and vitamins, but high in toxins that the body has to fight to eliminate. This metabolic stress depletes energy and affects muscle performance. Food could be a major cause of prolonged fatigue and weakness in the legs longer than you think. Furthermore, although in very small amounts, aluminum found in certain canned foods can accumulate in the body over time. There are signs that the nervous system and muscle function may be harmed by regularly consuming food stored in metal cans. This increases the risk of falls, imbalance, and gradual weakening, an unnecessary risk compared to other options on the market. For those wanting to maintain mobility, the first necessary step is to avoid canned foods and choose fresh, frozen, or naturally preserved foods. Cooking with authentic ingredients that do not contain synthetic additives offers health benefits almost immediately. This is also a choice that protects your autonomy and quality of life over time. If you believe that only processed meals are harmful to your health, know that there is still much to explore. We will soon discuss the two most dangerous vitamins for muscle health. The truth about these supplements may shock you. For many people, snacks include cookies and processed snacks. However, after age 60, consuming them can accelerate muscle loss in the legs. These foods are actually harmful to the body because they are filled with artificial substances such as dyes, flavorings, preservatives, and stabilizers. They not only exacerbate health conditions but also stress important organs like the liver and kidneys, directly disrupting the circulation and absorption of nutrients essential for muscles. These foods are low in minerals, protein, and fiber, but high in calories. In other words, they provide a lot of calories and very few nutrients. For older adults, this is quite harmful since the body can no longer retain nutrients as it did when younger. A richer and more nutritious diet is needed to compensate for the normal muscle mass loss that comes with aging. Eating foods high in sugar, hydrogenated fats, and salt only speeds up this decline. Trans fats, the type of fat used in these products, are also a significant issue. One of the main inflammatory agents in the modern diet is this synthetic fat. They not only block arteries, but also hinder the flow of oxygen and nutrient-rich blood to the muscles. Poor hydration of the leg muscles can lead to discomfort, fatigue, and sometimes a feeling of instability in the legs, although fragility is gradually imposed quietly. Moreover, too much sodium in these meals can cause water retention, worsening edema in the lower limbs. Swollen legs are a clear sign of a problem. A poor diet combined with poor blood circulation creates conditions for varicose veins, chronic pain, and a heavy feeling when walking to develop. All of this can stem from seemingly harmless appetizers. These snacks and cookies also spike glucose levels and then drop quickly, weakening the body and creating a constant feeling of hunger and the desire to eat more. This negative cycle reduces muscle energy and promotes weight gain. The ability to maintain healthy and well-functioning legs in your daily life will diminish as you become more dependent on these types of products. Replacing natural barriers has completely changed this situation. Now, from prepackaged spices to instant noodles cooked with meat broth, packaged soups, and many types of prepared frozen foods, industrial food contains a lot of MSG. While its effects on the human body go beyond just flavor, this additive is intended to enhance the taste of food. For those over 60, regular use of MSG can be harmful, especially to the muscles in the legs. MSG affects important neurotransmitters that control muscle contraction through the nervous system. Individuals sensitive to this chemical may experience muscle aches, headaches, tingling, and general fatigue. When these effects occur in the legs, they can lead to feelings of heaviness, stiffness, and sometimes mild shaking. As the body becomes increasingly susceptible to harmful chemicals that damage nerve cells, the problem worsens with age. Furthermore, Mississippi G causes persistent inflammation in the body, affecting joints, muscles, and blood vessels. This inflammation weakens muscle function and blood circulation in the limbs. Poorly oxygenated legs significantly increase the risk of muscle weakness, cramps, and loss of mobility. Many foods contain MSG. They also tend to be quite high in sodium. This exacerbates water retention and swelling in the legs. This additive also impacts energy metabolism. As a result, it alters the glucose consumed in the muscles. This reduces the efficiency of the muscles in converting energy into strength. Thus, it affects the legs even in basic activities like climbing stairs or walking short distances. In the long run, this diet can lead to muscle loss and make you dependent on others for daily tasks. Many people are unaware of the amount of MSG they regularly consume. Product labels disguise it under various names, including flavor enhancers, yeast extract, hydrolyzed protein, and other technical phrases to hide its actual effects. Therefore, the goal is to choose natural flavors like fresh herbs, garlic, onions, lemon, and olive oil, instead of highly processed foods and artificial seasonings. Now we will point out two of the worst vitamins that can weaken your leg strength if taken in excess. Vitamin A is essential for several. Secondly, the condition of vitamin A excess. Vitamin A is necessary for several body processes. Vitamin A is essential for several body processes, including vision, immune function, and skin integrity. But too much vitamin A, especially from supplements, can be harmful and lead to several negative consequences, including for the legs. After age 60, the body struggles to metabolize and excrete excess amounts of this vitamin. This increases the risk of accumulation in the liver and joints. Muscle pain, especially in the legs and back, is one of the most common signs of vitamin A excess. Although the cause is due to excess vitamin A causing inflammation of muscle tissues, this discomfort can be mistaken for joint or spinal issues. In addition to discomfort, clear signs of nutritional imbalance include muscle weakness, difficulty climbing stairs, walking, or getting up after sitting for a long time. Too much vitamin A also hinders the absorption of other important minerals, including magnesium and calcium. Without these minerals, muscles cannot contract and relax properly. As a result, this leads to fatigue, spasms, and cramps in the legs. Furthermore, the accumulation of vitamin A in the liver can weaken the energy production process, thus affecting muscle function. As a result, the ability to move and strength gradually decline. Excess vitamin A also has another side effect of causing bone mineral loss, especially in the legs and hips, areas frequently used in daily life. This damages the bones and increases the risk of fractures. For those with osteoporosis or low bone density, this impact can be even more harmful. Therefore, vitamin A supplementation should only be done under a doctor's guidance and always at controlled dosages. One of the main causes of these potential problems is self-medication. Dosages must be controlled. Vitamin A is found in foods such as liver, egg yolks, whole milk, carrots, and pumpkins. Vitamin A is an important part of a balanced diet. There is no need for additional supplementation. The hype, especially in fortified products or strong supplements, can pose risks. Therefore, when considering all sources, including multivitamins, total intake must be closely monitored. Vitamin D is often associated with bone health and the normal functioning of the immune system. Excess vitamin D is especially recommended for older adults, But few realize that too much vitamin D can have significant negative effects, even on the legs. This causes significant negative effects, often due to excessive supplementation. Vitamin D excess is the result of the accumulation of this vitamin in the body. Muscle pain is one of the main signs of this imbalance, accompanied by weakness and loss of coordination. Unlike other vitamins that the body quickly excretes, vitamin D is fat-soluble and stored in fat tissues. Excess vitamin D can lead to increased calcium levels in the blood, sometimes referred to as hypercalcemia. This leads to stiffness in the legs, muscle burning, cramps, joint pain, and other related symptoms. Hypercalcemia immediately affects muscles and nerves, thus weakening the electrical impulses that control body movement. Secondly, vitamin D can also lead to unnecessary calcification in soft tissues, including muscles and tendons. This implies that areas such as the knees, calves, and thighs can become stiffer, less flexible, and more uncomfortable during activity. What should be protective chemicals instead become wear and tear and restrictive chemicals. Older adults who take high doses of vitamin D without medical supervision are at a higher risk of facing these issues. Another concerning issue is that large doses of vitamin D can harm the kidneys, the organs responsible for balancing minerals in the blood. The ability to filter and retain substances can negatively affect the kidneys, worsening leg swelling, muscle discomfort, and feelings of weakness. This creates a feedback loop. More vitamin D leads to more calcium, poorer kidney function, and more muscle problems. Vitamin D supplementation should always be adjusted based on test results and your doctor's advice. Therefore, it's important to emphasize this. Many people believe that vitamins are good for the body and consume large amounts on their own. Excess is just as dangerous as deficiency. For the legs, the consequences can be a loss of mobility and independence. Please subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, as it's created to help you become healthier with a better quality of life. So, if you want to keep receiving the best health videos, please do so. My goal is to support you. The video playing on your screen shows 3 essential vitamins that people with diabetes should supplement. Check it out by clicking on the screen. So, be sure to watch the next video.